everyone, this is Anne-Marie from Alma Surfside Jewelry. Thank you so much for watching another one of my beading tutorials. For those of you who don't know me, I have an Etsy shop where I sell handmade surf and beach inspired jewelry. And I also have an Instagram account, which is Alma Surfside 7. So be sure to check out both of those links in the description box down below. And for today's project, what we're going to be doing is a round chain necklace. So I did a rectangular shaped chain, and that was using bugle beads in size number 2. And it was a really popular video, so I decided to do a variation of a chain necklace. And in this case, I've used, a circular pattern and used a very simple connector in between all of the circular shapes. So I've used the same color scheme as what I had used in the bugle chain necklace. And I'll include a link down below to that video in case you want to make a more rectangular chain. But I thought this was a nice variation using the same color palette. So I've decided to use white, gold, and that's it. So just a very classic color scheme. And in terms of project materials, what you're going to need for today is fire line, and I've used 6 pound or 0.006. And in the first pile of beads there on my mat, you see size 8 seed beads, and these are in opaque white. Okay, so that's what they look like. In the second pile on my mat, you see gold seed beads, and these are galvanized gold size 11. Okay, all of my seed beads are from Toho. And in the third pile there on my mat, you see delica beads. And these are Miyuki delicas in white pearl, and they're size 11. Okay, so they have a bit of a sheen or luster finish. And in the fourth pile on my mat, you see size 15 seed beads in opaque white luster. And that's what they look like. So they have a similar luster finish as the delicas. Okay. In addition to all of the beads that you see on my mat, there's also a lobster claw. Okay, and that's for the closure. And I've used 2 jump rings here, and I've chosen gold because I've used gold in the necklace itself. Okay. And of course you're going to need a beading needle. And it's also helpful to have scissors so that you can cut your fire line. And of course you're going to need flat nose pliers to help you work with the jump rings at the very end of the project. Okay, so gather all of your materials and let's get started. Okay, so to get myself started, what I've done is I've put my fire line onto my beading needle. I've cut about an arm's length worth of thread to get myself started, and of course I'll be tying on as I run out of thread. And what you're going to want to do is leave about a 6 to 10 inch tail just so that you can finish off your project. And in terms of beads, you're going to start off with 2 of the gold seed beads, size 11. You're going to pick up 1 of your size 8 seed beads, another 2 gold, and another size 8. Okay, so that's what you're going to want to have on your needle. 2 size 11 seed beads in gold, 1 size 8 seed bead in white, 2 size 11 seed beads in gold, and another size 8 seed bead in white. Okay, and you're going to push those down on your thread. Again, make sure that you leave yourself enough room to finish off the closure, so 6 to 10 inches is usually a good idea. And then you're going to put your needle through the very first bead there in that row. Okay, so put your needle through the first size 11 gold seed bead and pull on your thread. Okay. I'm now coming out of the gold bead on the left hand side, and I'm going to go ahead and pick up a white delica bead. And I'm going to go down the first gold bead on the right and pull on my thread. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pick up a size 15 seed bead, and I'm going to go through the white seed bead, size 8, on the right hand side of my circle. Okay. I'm going to pick up another size 15 seed bead, and I'm going to go through the gold bead sitting there at the bottom on the right hand side. Okay. I'm going to rotate my piece so that, okay, so I'm now coming out of the left hand side bead there, the size 11 in gold, and I'm going to pick up a delica size 11 bead in white. Okay, go down the first bead there on the right, the size 11 gold. Okay, and now I'm going to pick up another size 15, and I'm going to go through the size 8 bead there, pull in my thread, and pick up another size 15 seed bead, and go through the gold bead as well as the delica. So those two right there, and pull in my thread. Okay, so you've finished this first segment, the first circle in your round chain necklace. Basically what I've done with this pattern is I have delicas sticking out at the top and bottom of the circle, and I have the 15s jutting out of the left hand side and the right hand side of the circle. And then after you've completed those steps, you're ready to make a connector in order to create another circular shape. So I'm coming out here on the left hand side of my delica, and to make the connector I'm going to pick up a size 11 in gold, one of my delicas, and another size 11 in gold. Okay, so that's what you should have on your needle. Size 11, delica, size 11. Okay, go through the opposite side of the delica sitting there at the top of your circle, right there, and pull on your thread. And you can reinforce that connector by going through all of the beads that you just added on. Okay, so I just went through that connector with my thread another time just to make it a little bit stronger. Okay, so I'm now coming out of the right hand side of my delica bead sitting there at the top, and I'm going to go ahead and pick up one of my size 11 gold seed beads, the size 8 white bead, two more size 11s in gold, one of my size 8s in white, and another size 11 in gold. Okay, so that's what you should have on your needle. Gold size 11, white size 8, two gold size 11, white size 8, and gold size 11. Okay, that's the sequence that you want. And you're going to go through the opposite side of your delica bead. Pull on your thread. Okay. Go through the first bead there on the right hand side, the gold one. Pick up a size 15. And go through the white seed bead there, the size 8. Pull on your thread. Pick up another size 15. Go through the next gold seed bead. Now I'm ready for one of my delicas, so I'm going to pick up this one here. Okay, And I'm going to flip my shape so that's easier for me to work with. So my thread's coming out there at the top on the left. I'm going to go down the right hand side. Okay. So now my delica is sitting there up at the top of my circle. And I'm just going to fill in the next two gaps with my size 15s. Okay. Going down the size 8 right now. Pick up another 15. And then I'm going to go through all of the beads in the circle until I get back up to the top of my shape. And I'm coming out of the delica, okay, so that I can create the next connector. So just going to work my needle around the shape. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm now coming out of the right hand side of my delica bead sitting there at the top, and I'm ready to create another connector. So to do that, I'm going to pick up one of my gold beads, a delica, and another gold. Okay, 11, delica, 11. That's what you should have on your needle. And you're going to go through the opposite side of the delica sitting there at the top of your circle. And of course you're going to want to reinforce that by going through all of the beads that you just added on. There we go. So I finished the connector, and now I'm ready to create another circular shape. So to do that shape, I'm going to pick up one of my size 11s in gold, a size 8, two size 11s in gold, another size 8, and finally one size 11 in gold. Okay, so that's what you should have on your needle right now. I'm going to go through the opposite side of that delica bead sitting at the top of my connector. And of course we're going to fill in all of our gaps now, right? So I'm going to go through the first bead there on the left hand side of my circle and pick up a size 15. There we go, size 15. I'm going to go through the size 8 bead on the left hand side of the circle. Pick up another size 15. Go through the first gold bead there at the top of my circle. Okay, pick up a delica bead. I'm going to go through the next size 11 gold bead on the right hand side. Okay, pick up another size 15. Put your needle through the size 8. Okay, another 15. And I'm going to go all the way around my shape until I hit the next delica there at the top. Okay. So I'm just going to work my needle around the left hand side of my circle. Until I exit the delica there at the top. Okay. There we go. So that's what you should have so far. Let's do that one last time, and then I'll go over how to create the closure. Okay. So I'm ready for a connector at this point, which means I'm going to pick up one gold bead, size 11, a delica, and another size 11. Okay. Go through the opposite side of your delica at the top of your circle, like that. Okay. Reinforce it by going through all of those beads that you just added on. And go back through the delica. Okay, so my needle's going from right to left. Okay, so now I'm ready to create another circle. So to do that circle, I'm going to start off by picking up one of my size 11s in gold, a size 8 in white, two size 11s in gold, another size 8 in white, and finally size 11 in gold. Okay, so you should have a total of 6 beads there on your needle, and you're going to go through the opposite side of your delica. Okay, I'm exiting the delica now on the left at the bottom, so I'm going to go up the next bead, the gold bead, and I'm going to start filling in my circle with the 15s. Okay, that's the first 15. This is my second 15. Okay, now I'm at the top of my circle, so I need a delica bead. I'm going to go down the first bead there on the right. And I'm going to pick up another size 15. Go down the size 8. Pick up another 15. And I'm going to go down the next size 11 seed bead in gold. Okay, so you can see how that circle is now complete. And then of course I just need to get my needle around the outer left side of the circle until I'm exiting the delica there at the very top of my shape. Okay, so you're just going to continue doing that all the way down your round chain, okay, until you reach the desired length of the earrings or bracelet or necklace or whatever it is you decided to make today. Okay, it's a versatile pattern like most of mine are, so you can really use it in any way that you want. And now I'm going to get my other necklace that I already completed, and we're going to go over the closure. So the closure is quite simple. All I've done is I've added 7 size 15 seed beads to the very end of my chain. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that on the other side. Okay, so to create the closure for your necklace, what you're going to want to do is exit the delica bead there at the top of your circle. Okay, so in this case I'm coming out of the right hand side of my circle, and I'm just going to pick up a total of 7 seed beads in size 15. Okay, so 7 seed beads. Let's see if I can split them so you can see how many I have there. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to push those down on my thread, and I'm going to go through the opposite side of the delica bead there at the top of my shape. Okay. And you're going to want to reinforce that circle by going through all of the beads that you just added on. Okay, you can reinforce it by going through the circle as many times as you need to until it's stiff. Okay, I'm just going to go through twice in my case. And I'm going to go through one of my seed beads here on the right hand side. Okay, and then I can create a knot just by going through the inside of my shape and then going through the loop. Pull tight. Okay, I'm going to go through another couple of beads here. Actually, I'm going to go through all three. So the 15, the 8, and the 15. Okay, and then I'll create another knot right here. And pull tight on my thread. There we go. Okay, now I can cut off the excess thread here. And I can put it off to the side. And I'm going to pick up my flat nose pliers and one of my jump rings. And I'm going to put it through the loop and close it up. And then of course on the other side you're going to have your lobster claw attached to your jump ring like that, and you're going to put it through the other loop. Okay, and then of course that's how you're going to close up your necklace, is by attaching the jump ring to the lobster claw. Okay, so that's how it's going to hold. Okay, so that concludes our tutorial for today's round chain necklace. And I made an extra long one just like I did with the bugle chain necklace. So I think with any chain it looks really good when it's when it has that extra length. So I decided to do the same thing for this piece. And yeah, so I hope that you enjoy wearing it. I think it's a classic piece that will go with any outfit. It's a very easy pattern to follow. I think it would be great if you know a beginner. I would send them a link to this video to get them started and to make them feel like, you know, beading isn't too difficult or overwhelming. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining me for today's tutorial. If you enjoyed it, please take a minute to like, comment, and subscribe. And I also have super thanks activated now, so if you want to click on that button, that would be great. And I'll see you in the next beading tutorial. Okay, take care. Bye for now.